Lockheed Martin unveils plans for quiet supersonic passenger airplane. It's still at the conceptual stage, but a new supersonic airplane design unveiled this week by Lockheed Martin Aeronautics could be the clearest indication yet that we're on the brink of a new golden age of super-fast air. The quiet supersonic technology airliner, a sleek twin-engine jet plane that will carry up to 40 passengers at speeds of Mach 1.8, was revealed on Wednesday at an American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics conference in Dallas. Though still a ways off being built, the design leverages Lockheed Martin's work with NASA to create a supersonic jet that does not create the intense sonic boom typically associated with aircraft breaching the sound barrier. The loud noise created by Concorde when it crossed the Mach 1 speed threshold prevented the aircraft from operating over land routes, greatly reducing its economic viability. Lockheed Martin says, because there are tests underway on X-59 that could pave the way for a rethinking of regulations that prevent overland supersonic flight, it wanted to be ready with a commercial aircraft that could capitalize on newly opened routes. But Mike Wanano, the LM Aerospace engineer who briefed AIAA on the concept, says the technology is pretty much in place to go ahead once the concept is proved from NASA's X-59 program. Right. The QSTA isn't the only new commercial supersonic passenger jet on the drawing table right now. US startup Yet, with overland supersonic boom restrictions in place, it will take radical design work and a major regulatory shakeup before some of the planet's most popular air routes are opened up to full faster than the speed of sound aviation. Lockheed Martin's design is reminiscent of Concorde's delta wing design, but instead utilizes an extended super-sharp nose to sculpt sonic shockwaves that will cascade along the aircraft without the explosive bang created by its aeronautical ancestor. If work on the X-59 successfully transfers across, the noise should be audible from the ground only as a thump similar to a car door being slammed. While Concorde needed a hydraulic drooping nose to allow its pilots to see properly during landings, QSTA will use a technological solution, forward visibility systems embedded at the front to relay the required visuals to the cockpit. The cabin is designed to accommodate 40 passengers in a single-aisle configuration with one seat either side so that all passengers will have window and aisle access. Ultimately, at the rear of the airplane, there's an unusual flying. The QSTA's power comes from two turbofan engines that, unlike Concorde, don't feature afterburners that inject fuel directly into the engine to drastically ramp up thrust. These will provide the engine needs to be a new design. Wanano adds that he's confident that existing engine concepts could easily be adapted for the QSTA. The aircraft would, according to Lockheed Martin, have a range of about 5,200 nautical miles, easily covering routes such as New York-London, Tokyo-Los Angeles, London-Beijing, and Tokyo-Sydney. Projections indicate the time saving on a London-Tokyo flight of 5,190 miles would be 4 hours 30 minutes. Wanano says there's no current estimations on when the QSTA, if it goes into production, would enter service since any move towards building would rely on the outcome of the X-59 testing program. But he said there was optimism that the data needed to prompt a change in regulations for overland supersonic flight would be forthcoming. Right.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.